Oh yeah, they say boxing was dying, but I say you're the one dying. Go ahead, like and subscribe to the page so you don't miss any of our latest boxing news. WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay Wilder, was interviewed today by the Boxing Boys. Link will be on the description. Now, Deontay Wilder was speaking about the matter of DAZN and Eddie Hearn offering around $100 million to $120 million, if I don't mistake, for a 3 or 4 fight deals to be fighting in the Sun, starting with a $20 million fight against Dominic Brazil. Now, nobody can confirm about these numbers and about the whole deal thing. You know, it's like Team Wilder are being very quiet about the whole situation, very preserved about the whole situation. And then we can even turn to Eddie Hearn and see and double check with them, because his track record is, let's face it, it's just fucking horrible. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say the F word. Well, moving on. Then Wilder started talking about the whole story, about the whole situation started when first Anthony Joshua offered the $12 million flat, and then it went up to $15 million flat. Little bit after that, Deontay Wilder came up with his own offer of $50 million, which Anthony Joshua refused. Shortly after that, he explained how he got fed up with it and demands that he doesn't like to be mandated, that he doesn't like Joshua's team to own them. Then he was asked about Klitschko. What about Klitschko? Why don't you fight Klitschko? And he said, nah, I don't like the Klitschko fight. He said the Klitschko was off for like 2 years before he even went to face Anthony Joshua. Not to mention, he just came out of a loss to Tyson Fury to go face Anthony Joshua after a 2-year layoff, get knocked out, to then be retired for like 2 more years to come back and possibly get knocked out again against Deontay Wilder. It's just not gonna be the greatest look for Deontay Wilder. He pretty much explained. By the way, I'm paraphrasing like the whole story I'm saying. Later in the interview, Deontay Wilder is asked, if you're in control, show them that by making the A-side offer to Anthony Joshua. And Shelly Finkel's jumps in and says, at the right time, we will. Last week he said the fight could only happen in the Sun. It's the only way. Then he is asked if they confirm that with John's keeper, because he is the one in charge. And Finkel replies by saying, well, he knew what we was offered. We want to know what was their offer. And from there, Finkel just kept saying a whole bunch of other things that they just didn't like or don't like. Now, my personal opinion on all this, I guess you're just gonna have to take the whole picture of the whole deal, the whole issue, the whole problem since it started 2 years ago, whenever it started. In order to be able to give a good assessment on this situation. And if you ask me, I will, at this point, I think both camps are full of shit. At the beginning, it was clear for most people that Deontay Wilder had a big chance to knock Anthony Joshua out. After that performance with Klitschko and after the performance with Luis King Kong Ortiz, it was apparent for everybody that if that fight happened at that moment, like I said, Joshua was gonna get knocked out. And I think that's one of the reasons that Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua just been trying to do whatever is necessary to delay this fight, to wait for this fight to marinate, like Deontay Wilder said himself. Deontay Wilder said it himself in that interview as well, that they just been marinating. They marinating this fight. Anthony Joshua told you at the beginning of this drama that they perhaps gonna fight Deontay Wilder in 2020, and it's looking like that day after day. I think, like I have said in my previous videos of Deontay Wilder, I think that Deontay Wilder has realized this, and he's like, okay, you know what? You didn't want to cash me out when you could, then I'm just gonna make all the money I can, and when it's time to fight you, when I got no other fighter to fight, then I'll fight you and collect and retire. But the thing here is that they got all the fans crazy, and all the boxing experts and everybody around the world got that big question: what about if you get defeated? Because my God, you got very low ring IQ, and you just being exposed out there. Not to hate on Deontay Wilder, I love Deontay Wilder. Who doesn't love a knockout artist? But it's the fact that you've been exposed in your last two fights, and that's why fans are going crazy right now, because all the fans are like, what about if Deontay Wilder loses to Dominic Brazil under the PBC stable? He won't be able to make the 20 million, but at least if he go with the Sun, if he loses to Dominic Brazil, he can at least still make that 20 million, and it sounds amazing, but I guess Deontay Wilder is a man of his word, and he's not planning to comply with Eddie Hearn's demands. I must tell you the truth, I gotta give respect to Deontay Wilder for staying firm and believing in himself to say that he's gonna defeat Dominic Brazil, whether it's on the PBC stable for $1 or whether it's for $1 million at DAZN. Also, I'm pretty sure that Deontay Wilder understands that all these big contracts that all these other heavyweights have with different networks are gonna end up needing Deontay Wilder in order to be able to pay those fighters what they promised. Now, but we also gotta remember back in the day when Deontay Wilder was trying to make them big money fight, those fights that were gonna elevate him to the next step, like that fight against Alexander Povetkin, that he was guaranteed $5 million on that fight, and that he could not collect because Alexander Povetkin decided to use PEDs and mess up the whole event. Then once after he recuperated from that, he went ahead and tried to fight Luis King Kong Ortiz for the first time, and also Luis King Kong Ortiz has some PDE issues or PED issues. My English is so that, but you know what I'm trying to say. He has some issues and he couldn't fight at the moment either, missing a lot of money as well. And that also happened with another fighter that he was trying to face, and he had to forget about that fighter to go fight Gerald Washington. Now, when it comes to Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn, they are the one now looking like they wanna make the fight, while it's Deontay Wilder that is looking like he's running away. But as we all know, boxing is a business, and good business are always done in a great timing. And I think Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua understand this very well. And I think that with my heart, because they've been letting us know this since a year and a half ago. They told us that they perhaps gonna end up fighting Deontay Wilder in 2020. I just hope that Deontay Wilder stays a champion by then. That he stays dedicated and motivated, so he can be successful on his next defense against Dominic Brazil, which will be in New York City on May 18 on Showtime. I wish him the best of luck, because I really truly want to see this heavyweight bout between Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. Thank you for watching.